This is your WW3 news of a Saturday afternoon. Now, there's a lot of things been going on in the Middle East. And I think the most important things are now. Now, the Americans are officially committing boots on the ground. Yes. I think this boots on the ground and archipelago in the Middle East is just a sideshow to create a more controlled society through special powers, all-time powers, and all that stuff there. And they really are so desperate. They need a really good damn reason to put boots on the ground, otherwise the whole thing will fall apart. There's no honourable way out for the Americans. The Israelis are dragging them. Both of them are guilty parts. They are dragging each other down. Without America, Israel's nothing. Be a total pushover. And by chance, in America and probably other countries, which so we're not officially involved, but we're aided. Do you believe that bullshit? I don't. Well, slowly, we're following the footsteps as Americans are. You have a wartime president pretty soon. And regarding, like I explained in other videos, special powers, wartime powers, emergency powers, martial laws, rationing, suspension of constitutional rights, limitation of freedoms, travel, curfews, that is what you would call it. They're going to use. Create a tyrannic society. They need it because they're in war. Like I said in another video, they're going to create the boogeyman. You don't think the Russians and the Chinese are sitting beside and watching that Trump steaming into Iran with other proxies? Even even Yemen has got the knife pointed against Saudi Arabia because there are Houthis there, and these Houthis, they're quite good at what they're doing. They have demonstrated time and time again. And all this things we've been happening now, the bill for the draft, calling up reserves, creating a civil defence system, something like that. That's to keep the plebs at bay back home, not to be sent over. The new capos, otherwise the secret police, whatever. And what's happening in Iran is like it came out of the film Threads. You know those scenes before they actually launched the atomic bomb on Sheffield? Those geopolitical events. It's not the Russians, it's the Iranians, which the West are fighting with now. Like the Chinese and the Russians all joining. They're studying the enemies. They're studying all their movements. They are monitoring all their broadcasts and everything. Because they know the experience of Iran will come handy for them, because the West, the collective West, is after Russia and then China. And this so-called pickaxe mountain where this is supposed to be stored, this uranium, plutonium, what you call it, enriched to 60%. They say they want to go after, they want to destroy this facility. It's It's all underground. The Iranians have their best stuff. Probably on the surface, it may not be good. And don't forget, even Israel, Tel Aviv looks like Gaza a little bit. Even though I don't want to show you the videos of what's going on. For the time being, for us, it will be inflation going up, cost of living, fuel prices going up, and probably may lead to rationing as well. And that's when special powers kicks in. Because somehow these so-called satellite powers of Europe are just the sidekick of America. And like all the groundwork which they done there in America, even in Europe, in a certain way they're doing. All these plans to cater with certain casualty emergencies from a war front. What war front? Ukraine or whatever. It could be that, or it could be Ukraine. You never know. But those countries, Italy, Germany, France, and many others, are preparing their civil defence protection systems. Obviously, Norwegian ones are more developed because they publish, booklets for the population. What to do in a certain, what you would call it, emergency or mass casualty event, which I say, let's face it, anything what happens in whatever mass casualty event, there won't be no one to rescue you. The powers have been noticed, but we don't know. Most of you don't out there don't know. This could be a future series of videos which I've still decide to do, because in those, certain scenarios we're gonna have to think for ourselves. There won't be no cavalry to rescue us. We're on our own in this one, because they're already time before in safe places. We are just sitting ducks. Our cities are towns in case of attack of a nuclear weapon or an EP weapon, which is a lot more worse than a nuclear weapon. We are easy prey. And panic and confusion will claim more victims than the actual event itself. So stay tuned for other developments. I think those people who are aware, those who tell us lovely bullshit, we win the war, the enemy's running out of ammunition, those of you who don't believe that bullshit they pass, sooner or later something's going to happen. And in these cases, it's best to be in a certain way prepared. You can't be prepared in all events, but you have a fighting chance of survival. Your percentage will go up. If it's a nuclear explosion, you get caught in the middle. What can you do? Well, at least you won't suffer for the aftermath of those people who die of radiation sickness or starvation or being burned just to fight to survive in a post-atomic era or whatever era it's going to be.